It's a great question to ask why these alliances matter, why the U.S. South Korea alliance matters. Because those of us who work in foreign policy at times take the answer to that for granted. And it's important, I think, for people outside of this field to ask these questions and force us to explain it. The Korea alliance is important for a wide variety of reasons. Most specifically, immediately, is North Korea. North Korea poses a significant threat to the region, to the stability of the region, to the South Korean people, but also to Japan and to U.S. territory in Guam. And so it has been the contention of foreign policy experts, and it's been our experience that we are much more capable of deterring conflict, stopping the North Koreans from trying to attack their neighbors and attack the United States if we're there, if we're resident in the Korean Peninsula. And so ever since the end of the Korean War, we have stationed tens of thousands of forces in Korea and have successfully deterred North Korea from conducting a large-scale invasion of the South, the way they did in 1950. And that's the most immediate reason, but there's also a lot of reasons beyond that. And really going back to the founding of the Republic, the founding of the United States, we as a country have engaged Asia as a source of opportunity for trade, for cultural exchange. But more broadly, you've seen the Pacific as a conduit for American ideas, for American power, for American commerce. And we see that as much more advantageous than allowing the Pacific to become conduits for threats. And the best way to preserve that, to preserve our access to the region, to ensure that we're able to deter potential adversaries from trying to cause instability, has been to be there and to be capable of operating in a military sense with the forces we have in the region. And that's been true since the end of the Korean War. And those alliances remain incredibly vital, but they're also needing to change. It's one of the issues that I've been looking at is the need to broaden the aperture of how we think about alliances. It's not just a military arrangement, but rather a broad platform of cooperation between two countries that share ideas, that share interests, that share values, and finding ways that we can cooperate across a broad array of issues, including the military, but also cyber, technology, health, diplomacy, really every aspect of national power. There's opportunities for us to cooperate and seeing our allies as partners and as countries that can contribute to these issues at times in ways that the United States can't.